The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
More drama for presidential candidate Donald Trump. His critics piling on as more key business partners cut ties due to his controversial comments on illegal immigration. And in just moments, Donald responds right here on the record. But first, is the backlash against Trump fair or unfair? You tell us. Tweet fair or unfair using hashtag Greta. And your votes will actually appear on the screen in our On the Record poll as you watch our interview with the Donald. Moments ago, we spoke to Donald Trump, so go vote and listen. Donald, thank you for joining me.
Hello, Greta.
Always good to talk to you. And Donald, you made news again today. ESPN and NASCAR are the next two to slap you around a little bit.
Well, you know, it's really amazing. Big headlines, NASCAR. You know what NASCAR was? They were renting a ballroom at Trump National Doral for an evening, and they lost a big deposit. So now I'll rent it to somebody else, maybe somebody getting married, which would be nice. And so I get two for the price of one. And with ESPN, you know what? That was big deal all over the world. ESPN drops Trump. You know what it was? It was a golf outing at my golf course in Los Angeles. It was a simple golf outing, which, by the way, they left a big, fat, beautiful deposit on the table, and they have to go to a course that's not even nearly as good. That's one of the best courses in the world. So, you know, it's unbelievable. You hear NASCAR and ESPN leaving Trump. One was a banquet, and the other one was a simple golf outing. And by the way, now other people will play golf, so I'll get two fees instead of one. I mean, the whole thing is crazy.
Do they call you ahead of time, or how do you learn about this?
Well, I heard about it, and you know, the very small one is a banquet. I mean, people don't call me up when somebody doesn't go to a banquet, so it's not a big deal. And by the way, they'll both be back next year as soon as things blow over.
Are you sure? Are you sure?
Oh,
you've had Macy's,
so.
and you've had Macy's, NBC, Univision. I mean, they're coming at you from all different directions.
Well, it's things that I handle. And why are they coming at me? Because I'm against illegal immigration. Because I speak up for the country. I'm against illegal If you look at it, it's very simple. Illegal immigration. I'm totally opposed to it. You see what happened in San Francisco with that beautiful young woman who was shot standing with her father by a man that shouldn't have been here. We threw him out 5 times. Mexico sends him back in. In my opinion, the Mexican government forced him back in. They force many criminals back into our country, and that's what I've been talking about. And frankly, people have given me great credit for talking about it. I brought a subject to light. But because I'm against illegal immigration, these people bailed because they want to be politically correct. Yeah,
right, well,
I think they'll be back.
Let me bring you to there's a Washington Post article about the Trump Hotel. Now, I was in there a short time ago with you, and I talked to the workers with you, and they seemed, I have to admit, they were very pleased to talk to you. They seemed very happy to have a job with you. Now there's some backlash against you from a number of them, and included in the report today is that many of them came to the United States illegally, became legal. Now they're working for you. What do you say about that?
Well, I think it's wonderful if they came here and they're legal. But, you know, I know the company that I hired, which is highly respected, one of the biggest in the world, to build it. And we put very big, strong pressure on them. They watch to make sure they're legal. And if you read the article carefully, they don't have anybody illegal. They have people that they were, ultimately they were illegal and they became legal, according to the article. I just read the article 10 minutes ago. And it seems to me that everything is very good because they were legal. I didn't notice where anybody illegal was working in the building.
Is there are you considering at all, since you're getting heat from every single direction, is there any chance you'll get out of the race with this?
No, I love it. I'm bringing to fore and getting a lot of credit for it lots of different elements that are very important. We have incompetent leadership. We have leaders that don't know anything about negotiating. We're getting killed by China. We're getting killed by Mexico. We're getting killed by Japan and killed by Saudi Arabia. Makes $1 billion a day, Greta, and if they have a problem, we go and defend Saudi Arabia. We get nothing. We are a bunch of very, very foolishly led people. So I think I'm doing very well. I will tell you I'm getting a lot of credit. On the other hand, the way you asked that negative question, I'm getting a lot of credit, on the other hand, from people that say I'm the only one that's speaking the truth. And I think that's why I'm so high in the polls.
Donald, I'll tell you, I get a lot of emails supporting you. I don't want to to deny that I get an awful lot of emails supporting you. But naturally, I have to ask you the questions about the other ones. Now, tell me.
Well, but you have to understand something. A lot of people are saying, and you see it too, they say Trump is the only one that speaks the truth. I'm the one that brought up illegal immigration. This wasn't even a subject, and I brought it up, and I brought it up before the young lady was killed. And then that became a big story. But you have thousands of instances where illegal immigrants that come through our porous border are killing our citizens, and lots of other problems they're bringing with them. I mean, the jails are loaded up, the hospitals are loaded up with people, and it's a horrible situation. Nobody ever brought it up. And then I watch some of the political pundits, and they hate when I bring this up, and I sort of say, how could they be, aren't we all on the same side? Look, I have a very, very simple life. I have a wonderful company. I have a great, great family, all this stuff, but I want to make America great again. That's more important to me than my company. That's a very important thing, to make America great again. We will never be great if we keep going like this. We will never be great again as a country. And I have tremendous support. And I think you see that, Greta, in the polls. People are shocked.
Well, I wanted to ask you about that. The latest Quinnipiac poll has you in second place out of quite a big field, which is, I don't know, about 13 or 14 now, and you're in second place. In the event that you don't get the nomination, would you ever think, because of the strength of support that you do get, that you tell me that you have, would you ever do like Ross Perot and run as a third party?
Well, a lot of people would like me to do that, but I have not given it any thought because I'm number one in some polls, and I'm as you saw, the Huffington Post has me as number one. And, and all because I speak the truth, and I'll make this country so strong, and I'll take care of the military. And there's so many things that have to be done to make us strong and great again.
I think what the Republican Party may be worrying about is that, because you are such a maverick, is that in the event that you don't get the nomination and that you have a strong following as you do, is that somehow you become a spoiler and go rogue on the Republican Party. And that's why I ask you, would you ever consider it, or is that just, will you support the Republican nominee no matter who it is?
Many people have asked me to do that, and I will say that I love the Republican Party. I think they're making tremendous mistakes. I think they're far too weak on immigration. I think they're weak on a lot of things. I watch Jeb Bush. I think it's pathetic what's going on. His stance on Common Core. He's in favor of Washington educating your children. His weak stance on immigration, he said it's an act of love. I mean, what kind of stuff is that? That's baby stuff. So I will tell you, I have many people that have asked me to go independent, and I think I'd do very well if I went independent, but that's not my thinking. My thinking is to run as a Republican.
Donald, always nice to talk to you.
Thank you very much. Have a good time.
Thank you. And, of course, you can keep voting, but you saw the numbers on the screen. So far, 87% think that Donald Trump is being treated unfairly, and 13% say fairly. It's going to be a long race, so get ready.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.